Hello ladies, welcome. My name is Ayanime, and if this is your first time, please subscribe. But if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Ladies, in today's video, I want to share with all of you 7 social etiquettes that you're probably not observing. These are very common mistakes that we make, and I know that sometimes it doesn't even occur to us that we're making these mistakes. And before you think that etiquette is an American thing or a European thing, think again, because etiquette is simply a code of acceptable behavior. It is showing respect for yourself and for the people around you. Let's quickly begin. Number 1 is for you to learn people's names. Don't just learn people's names, learn their names and use it. I believe it is insensitive when people say things like my driver, my maid, my security, my cleaner, especially when you're talking to a familiar person. Even when you're speaking with a stranger, use their names. I'm sure the conversation will go something like, I'm expecting Gabriel, and the person will ask you, who is Gabriel? And you can say, my driver. I have a friend, I've known him for years, but every time he calls me, he goes, hello Ayanime, how are you today? Every time it makes me smile. Even talking about it, I'm smiling because it makes me feel really, really warm that he uses my name. And that's the feeling and impression you leave in people when you use their names. I remember being at a party. You know, I like telling you ladies small stories. I remember being at a party and I met somebody and we chatted for a bit. Of course, he asked my name, I told him my name and we chatted for a bit. But then something happened. When he was about to leave, he turned to me and he was like, okay, anyway, it was nice meeting you. We'll stay in touch. It made me feel warm. And I must admit, I thought about him a couple of times after that because it meant so much to me that he took the time to learn my name and use my name. When he asked me what my name was, he wasn't just asking it as part of a protocol. He actually wanted to know my name and he used it. That is the way you make people feel. So learn people's names and also use their names. If you use Bolt and Uber a lot, do not order a ride and then pick up your phone and say, hello, Oga. No. When you order a ride, look for the name of the driver on the app. The name is there for a reason and mention their name when you call them. What happens is that you will notice that their attitude, their energy, and their tone of voice changes immediately. And when you're introducing yourself, ladies, always introduce yourself by your full name. I'm not saying your name and last name. Of course, if you're at a formal setting, you'd have to introduce yourself by your name and your full name. But if somebody just casually asks you, what's your name? Don't say AY like I used to do. Tell them your full name. And if they cannot pronounce it properly, you can then tell them your nickname. The next social etiquette is something I believe we're all guilty of doing, and that is joining somebody's table without asking for permission. This is how that happens most times. You walk into a restaurant and you find your friend, your family, your colleagues seated, and without asking them if it is all right to join them, you drag a seat and you sit at their table. Please don't do that. Be sensitive because they could be waiting for somebody or they could be on a date with themselves. Yes, people take themselves out on a date and you joining them, they may not be brave enough to tell you, oh, I'm waiting for somebody or I'd rather be alone. So let's all help ourselves. If you walk into a restaurant and you find somebody you know seated, you can say hi, but get your own table. And if they want you to join them, I'm sure they're going to ask you to come join them. Number 3 is for you to not yell for a waiter. You don't have to yell for your waiter. There are 3 ways that you can get your waiter's attention. The first one is for you to make eye contact and not for them to come to your table. The second is for you to wait for them to pass your table and then you can get their attention. And the third way is for you to lift a finger, not in a schoolgirl kind of way, of course, but in an elegant and feminine way, and you will get their attention. And one more thing, ladies, always tip your waiter, especially when you enjoyed the service. Number 4 is for you to always step out to answer a call, especially when you're in a group setting. I mean, you're with your friends already, it is noisy, you're having conversation, your phone rings, and you answer the call there. It is worse when the person answers the call and starts to talk loudly. How irritating. Say, excuse me, and step out to answer your call, whether it is a group setting or when you're on a date. If the phone call is important, because like I have told you ladies, when you're on a date, put your phone away. You want to give your date your full attention. But if the call is very important, step out to answer your call. Number 5 is for you to not show up empty-handed. I know that this is not a very Nigerian thing because when we're invited, we get dressed and we're out the door to the host's house without taking a minute to say, oh, maybe I should get something to contribute. Don't do that, ladies. When you're being hosted by your friend, always show up with a gift. It's different if it is a casual drop by. That's a different thing entirely. If you're being hosted by a friend or a family member to say dinner, show up with something. Something as little as a bottle of wine sends a message that you appreciate being invited, that you understand that your host had to spend money to make all the food you're going to enjoy happen, and you're contributing your bit by showing up with a bottle of wine. And another thing, never show up with a guest if you haven't asked for permission first. Doing this is also very insensitive. Always ask for permission if you really want to show up with another person. Number 6 is for you to knock before entering. Something happened recently. We were at an event and somebody just came rushing in hyperventilating, and we were like, what happened? And she's, oh, I opened the door to the bathroom and there was somebody in there and the person was doing a number 2. And I was like, why didn't you knock? And she said, why will I knock? It's a toilet. The person should lock the door from the inside. Ladies, when you're faced with a closed door, always knock. It doesn't matter whether you're in your friend's house or you're about to enter a public bathroom. Always knock to avoid witnessing some certain things, okay? And finally, number 7 is for you to always say thank you, please, excuse me, and I'm sorry. These 4 words are the magic words. Say thank you to the driver who just dropped you home without dumping you in a ditch, even though you paid him. Say thank you to the doorman who just opened the door for you, even if it is his job. Say thank you to the waiter who just provided you with an amazing service, even though you're paying for the food. Learn how to say thank you, and say thank you, especially to people close to you, because sometimes we get so used to them doing things for us that we forget to show our appreciation. And when you're wrong, say you're sorry. Say excuse me when you bump into somebody, and say please when you need help or something from somebody. These 4 words are the keys to the kingdom. Ladies, etiquette list goes on and on, but I chose these 7 because I believe that these are the common mistakes that we make. In the future, I will be sharing with you more etiquette rules that cover other areas of life. So do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on post notification by hitting the bell below. Also, do like, share, and comment on this video if you enjoyed it and you learned something new. As always, be kind to yourself, and I'll see you in the next video coming up. Bye.